ain't nothing you can do about it. Read. He that killeth with the sword. The people who shoot you down in the streets and are not being found guilty, they gonna be getting the same thing done to them. Read. Must be killed with the sword. Read. Must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The what? Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So that's why we sit back and we pace it, and that's our faith. Shall thou labor, so you work, and ye shall live. The two children of Israel in the Bible. Godliness with good works. We'll talk this. Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the Lord's sheep of the house of Israel. You a man, right?
Not anymore.
You were born a man?
Yes, sir.
You still a man?
No.
Right. Now,
Did you pay for my surgery? No.
You shouldn't have either. Now,
I
I'm gonna
did.
show you.
Right.
First off, bring it up. First off,
That's irrelevant, though.
do you believe in the Bible?
That's my question, yeah.
You believe in the Bible?
Strongly.
Strongly.
That's when I was raised inside a Hebrew church. Studied the Torah, but you can't do God's.
So you were raised in the church knowing God's law, but you went intentionally against it.
Because guess what? God made me inside His image, and God has my whole life planned out in front of Him. So I'm taking all the right steps. Because if I was able to pay over $3,500 for my surgery, oh, God is
Leviticus
God
chapter
is
18, and verse 22.
Listen, this is interesting.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. The Bible says homosexuality is forbidden.
The Bible was written by men.
The Bible, you just said, I strongly believe in the Bible, now it's written by man. See, that's the childish mentality, tossed to and fro. The Bible says, read it again, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. Two men don't lay together. Read. It is abomination. You see that? It's abomination to God. You know that because you were raised in the Hebrew church. Hold on.
It's like how you just had sex with that girl 2 weeks ago, but y'all got married. That's an abomination. That's a sin. It's like how you had sex with that bitch 2 weeks ago and she wasn't married. It's like how that girl gave you head.
You grew up in a Hebrew church.
Yes, sir.
So you know as an Israelite, it's your job to teach other men God's law.
Oh, I do. But as an Israelite,
How can
God
you teach
has
His laws
plans for me.
and you know that you're not supposed to be living that lifestyle?
Because God has my life planned ahead of Him. So if God not want me living this lifestyle, God will not put the money in my hand to pay for my surgery. Yes or no? Answer my question.
That's not of God.
Answer my
That
question.
is of the devil.
Okay, so the devil gave me money.
That is of the devil.
I didn't sell my soul.
Why would
for
God
this. Sorry.
say, I created
sell
you
my
this
soul.
way, and then a man was made for a woman, and then give you money to go make yourself into a woman? That's confusion. God ain't about
Oh, it's not
confusion.
confusion. You're confused about
I'm not
accepting
confused.
it. You're confused
Give me
about
Romans
accepting
1.
it, but I don't give a damn.
Bring it up. Chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Who changed? Who changed?
Who wrote the Bible that
Who
you're reading out of?
changed the truth of God
Read
into
your Bible. What do you mean?
what?
I'm the wrong
Into a
guy.
lie. Into what? Into a lie. Into a lie.
You may have a blessed day.
You see
Hi,
that?
camera.
That is a lie. God gave me the money to change myself. No. God said, who did that? Who changed? If you were born a man, you had surgery and changed yourself into a woman, that's not of God. That's what we read it. Read it again. Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
I'm gonna talk to y'all. So, for all the viewers, if you're a man and you had sex with some female like 2 weeks ago and you're not married, it's a sin. It's a sin. But God has my whole life planned ahead of Him. God wrote out my footsteps. So everything I'm doing is of God.
Creation, which is the so-called white man who changed his sex into what he is now. The white man did that. Ain't no black doctor did that. She's worshiping the creature more than the creator. Read. Who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, God gave them up to vile affections. AIDS. The homosexual community is full of AIDS. That's right. Diseases we ain't even heard of yet. Bring it up. Because of the lifestyle they live in. Read. For even their women did change the natural use into
to that which is against nature.
Because a woman is made to do what? Have babies. That dude ain't having no babies.
Right.
Read.
And likewise also the men.
And likewise, this is Bible prophecy in front of you. Bible prophecy right here in front of you. It's time for Israel to wake the hell up.
That's
this
right.
gotta go. Not just that, but like he said, adultery gotta go.
Right.
Effeminate men have to go.
Right.
All those sins gotta go. Not just homosexuality, but that's what they dealing with. And they love it. Watch this, keep going.
Leaving the natural use of the woman.
Read.
Burn in their lust one toward another.
That's all it is. It's lust. Read.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly. You understand what that means, right? He grew up in a Hebrew church, he said. He understands what that means. He's going after his own lust of another man to do that which is unseemly. Right. Like, you don't even imagine that. I don't wake up thinking about that. It's unseemly. Read.
And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet.
Which is good. So the recompense, meaning the diseases they get for their lifestyle, is meat for them. It's good for them. You want to live like that? The Most High say, okay, I'm going to put AIDS in your community. That's what's good for you, because it's going to put you to death. And you deserve death because you won't follow my law.
That's right.
He hates to see his men, of all things he created, he hates to see his men in that state. Why? Because we're warriors, as we read it earlier.
That's right.
Why would you take what God made and make it to an abomination like that? It's unseemly. Read.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
Didn't what?
Did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
He grew up in the Hebrew church. He did not want to or did not like hearing about God's law. He didn't want to. Read that part again.
And even as they did not like to retain.
To retain, that's the word. To retain, to remember, and to apply. Read.
God in their knowledge. God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
A reprobate mind. Went back and forth. I believe in the Bible. Oh, a man wrote that. God made me this way. Oh, the scripture said that? No. Going back and forth. Reprobate means void of understanding. That's what you're seeing. Don't let that be you, because it don't have to be homosexuality. It could be whatever it is you're dealing with that you ain't dealt with. The Most High say, okay, you learned it, you didn't want to apply it, you're a reprobate too. Go.
God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
It's not convenient for you to go. Why would I spend my money on changing my sex? I can spend that money on something else that's beneficial to the body,
right,
or even to myself. But you just paid to do something to yourself that go against the scriptures. Go ahead.
Being filled with all unrighteousness.
Filled. To be full of something means you all the way to the head with it. It's no longer at his ankles or even his loins anymore. It's all the way up to his mind. He's filled with it. He can't change. That's a reprobate mind. Read.
Fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy.
That's when you see a homosexual, those are the tendencies of a homosexual. Read it again.
Fornication.
Fornication first and foremost. That's where it starts.
Wickedness.
Wickedness. I changed from a boy to a girl.
Covetousness.
Girl, let me see that bank of course first and get me one. You're a man. Get you a wallet and sit your ass down.
That's right.
Read. Bring it out.
Maliciousness.
Malice. Always talking and going back and forth. You hear what he said, what they did. These are the tendencies of homosexuals. Read.
Full of envy.
Full of envy. Why in the hell? Why would you do that? Blonde hair, of all things, that's envy. Read.
Murder. Debate.
Hatred. Always arguing.
Deceit.
Liars.
Malignity.
Malignity.
Whisperers.
Whisperers.
Backbiters.
Backbiters. All that. I hate my brother. I'm going to talk about my brother behind his back, and I'm going to whisper about the same thing. I told him one thing. I'm going to come tell you one thing. Go ahead.
Haters of God.
You what?
Haters of God.
Go ahead.
Despiteful. Proud. Boasters.
Do you see all the attributes being mentioned that come with just that spirit? The Most High God hates that spirit. And he ain't going to let it be here in the earth.
That's right.
Give me Isaiah 1:9. He's telling you the attributes of it and how much he hates it. He hates it so much that if you're okay with it, He gonna put you to death too. What?
That's right. Inventors of evil things. Disobedient to parents.
Hey, the list keeps going. Go ahead.
Without understanding. Covenant breakers. Without natural affection.
Of all, man, when you go into the Bible, of all the spirits, this is the one spirit where he was like, you know what, I'm leaving no stone unturned. You're going to know what a homosexual is because we're his jewels. And you're changing that to be a woman? He hates it. Go.
Implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God,
he knows the judgment of God,
that they which commit such things are worthy of death.
They're worthy of what?
Of death.
Okay, but what about the people who say, I don't care if you're a homosexual or not? Read.
Not only do the same.
So not only those that are in the same lifestyle,
but have pleasure in them.
But also those that have pleasure in that lifestyle. Man, you want to be homosexual? I don't care, do what you want to do. The Most High God said you get the same judgment as the homosexual.
That's right.
So guess what? That same thing applies to the rest of the laws. If you're okay like these brothers, they're okay if you don't rip fringes. They're okay if you cover your head. They're going to get the same judgment. Because it ain't about just the one who does it, but also the one who is in agreement with it.
That's right.
Agree.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 9. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant.
If God did not leave a small remnant of the men of understanding,
we should have been,
we, meaning all of us,
as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
What happened? What was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah? He said if it wasn't for the men of God, the remnant he left, you and me, myself, would be homosexuals just like him, living in that foolish lifestyle. But we have the laws. It tells you not to do such. It's an abomination. So that's easy. Do you understand what's happening? How old are you? How old are you? Well, you understand that, right? At one point in time, that young man was in your shoes. He was a young man. He changed that. He's still a young man, but he thinks he changed that to become a woman. You, give me that with a jewel. You, in the Most High eyes, you're a jewel. You're a gem. You're like fine gold. Don't change that to be a homosexual or to follow the other nations. You know what I said? It's in, I think it's in Proverbs. But give me Proverbs 71. Then the other one says, apple of his eye.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live.
And that's our whole message. That's what we're trying to tell him. But he's reprobate, he don't want to hear it. Those men that's with him, they got an opportunity, but when their time comes, when their mind is filled, it's a wrap. When you become reprobate, ain't no coming back. There's no coming back from that. The only thing after that is death. That's what's waiting on you. So when it comes to you, your salvation, the commandments again, verse 2,
keep my commandments and live.
That's all you got to worry about. From the age of 12, give me Luke. How old you think Christ was when he was dealing with men in the law? Come on. You know what I said, Luke? I think it's 2. Give me that real quick. No. Where's that at? Christ 12 years old? Yeah, read that. Watch this. 12 years old? Watch.
Luke chapter 2 and verse 41. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of Passover.
So it's during the Passover time, right? For the high holy days. Go ahead.
And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast.
Read on.
And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Jesus tarried behind in Jerusalem.
At 12 years old, his parents left, he stayed behind. Read.
And Joseph and his mother knew not of it.
They didn't know that he stayed back. Because back then we had a community of our people. And you could be amongst brothers. We ain't worried about it. You're going to get put to death. There's going to be drugs put in your system. Or you're going to be a homosexual. We understood that wasn't going to happen within our walls, right? So he was 12. Go ahead.
But they, supposing him to be in the company, went a day's journey.
So they thought, okay, he's in the company of the brothers, right? Went up a day's journey. Go ahead.
And they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance. And when they found him not,
so they didn't find him amongst their kinsfolk, meaning family line, and their acquaintances of the families. Go ahead.
They turned back again to Jerusalem.
They had to go back to Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Seeking him.
Seeking Christ at 12.
And it came to pass that after 3 days.
After 3 days, they finally found him. Go ahead.
They found him in the temple.
Doing what?
Sitting in the midst of doctors. Both hearing them.
Christ was sitting in the middle of grown men. Like you see these grown men around you right now, Christ was in the middle of grown men. Go ahead. At 12.
Both hearing them.
He was listening to what they were saying.
And asking them questions.
And questioning them. Go ahead. According to what? The Bible. And understanding of prophecy. The history. Go ahead.
And all that heard him were astonished.
They were astonished. So even at 12, you can be a genius. You can be brilliant. But you got to be able to go into this Bible and start learning. Start applying. Go ahead.
At his understanding.
They were astonished at his understanding. At your age. So that shows you age is not a limit. You could be a young man and have more understanding than a grown man running around with damn weave in his head, shaking his butt in the parking lot. Read.
And answers.
Read.
And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us?
So they're asking, why you stay back? What are you doing? Go ahead.
Behold, thy father and I sought thee sorrowing.
Your father and us, we've been looking for you. Where you been?
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me?
How is it you looking for me? Read.
Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business?
Christ told his parents, I know y'all looking for me. I don't know why. Don't you know I'm about my father's business? He was about doing what this Bible says.
That's right.
At a young age. That's a serious man. You can do the same thing. Your level of understanding doesn't have to be at the level of understanding as the other kids your age.
That's right.
At your teachers. All the people around you, they only give you what they know and what they want you to learn. Your understanding goes beyond that, even at your age. You understand that? And that's why we out here to be about our Father's business. You, young man, you got the opportunity to do the same thing. Right, Father? Father? All right, so your father understands somewhat of the Bible. Pull out his coattail, ask him questions every day. Because if he can't answer, he should reach out and get the answers for you.
Right.
Like Christ was sitting in the midst, he wanted to understand, he wanted to learn. And he was also teaching. You see? You do the same thing.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.